everybody. I would like to talk about the New York Giants right now. Um, so basically, um, where we're at this moment, spring preseason is coming to an end. We just got a lot of cap space. Uh, but from before that, we revamped the offensive line. We revamped the defensive line by getting a really good defensive end in a trade with the Carolina Panthers, and got a backup quarterback who could start the season if Jones is hurt or if ineffective, in Drew Lock, um, who I had on my draft board. Yes, I did have a draft board. Just players that I wanted, not the whole thing. And I do that every year. I pick players I want, and so we basically got what our main bulk of our free agency done, and now we're waiting to see what happens with the draft, which is next month. I believe the 24th, which is a Thursday through that next Saturday. So it's like 3-day event, which I get into. I watch the whole thing. I kind of throw a little party for myself. Sometimes my dad watches. One year, my nephew was over for the first night of the draft, which was really fun. He's a Giants fan as well. He wasn't always. When he was little, he liked the Seahawks. He liked the Ravens because we were from Maryland, and I'm originally from New York, so I like some New York teams. I like the Yankees. I like the Knicks. I like the Giants, and actually Capitals hockey I like because I grew up in Maryland, in the Washington D.C. Baltimore area. And soccer, I like two teams. In the MLS, I like New York City Football Club. I really hope they get that stadium in Willets Point. That would be really cool, right next to City Field where the Mets play, and that's gonna be like gorgeous. I've seen pictures of it. It's really gonna revitalize that whole area, with hotels, restaurants, condos, apartments, shopping, all kinds of great stuff, and a stadium that looks gorgeous. I mean, it's going to be able to have events and maybe even an NFL football game or a bowl game or World Cup soccer could be an option. They could do concerts and stuff there. So anyway, so the Giants are they just restructured Dexter Lawrence's contract, and they have a fair amount of money now. They got yesterday with some of that money they got, but I think they were inexpensive deals. They got back a wide receiver that they had last year and the year before, Hodgins, who's really good, and they got a backup depth at this point. We're building up depth, offensive tackle. So next is the draft. We got the 6th pick, and I really want a quarterback. Jones is supposedly going to be cut at the end of the year because of the way his contract works out. If we don't cut him, we owe him a lot of money, and so they're going to probably cut him. So I think for the backup quarterback position, we have Locke now, they're probably going to cut DeVito, who had his moment in the sun and was pretty good, but he's not that great. I think Locke is better. He's got more potential, and he's not that old. So I think you got Locke as your backup, but you're going to need a future quarterback, and that guy for me is J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy is my guy. Anyone who says this guy isn't a top pick don't know what they're talking about. They haven't watched him play. He has a strong, accurate arm. The guy could run. Bill Belichick is super high on this guy. There was a rumor I heard, I don't know if I believe it, that that he's whispering into our owner's ear, Belichick, to get McCarthy because he likes him. and he's figuring, well, if the Giants tank this year, I'll be the next coach of the Giants, and I'll have my my guy in there, McCarthy, who I handpicked for the Giants, inadvertently through talking to the owner. So I don't know if that's true. That's a bit of a stretch if you ask me. But you know, I still want JJ McCarthy. He's my favorite quarterback. I mean, if I can get May, that guy, what is his name, Drake May or something. If I can get him, but he's gonna go top 3. There's no way we're getting him in top 3. Those teams are already set. They're not going out of there. But if we could trade into the 4th spot, we might be able to definitely get JJ McCarthy at 4. I think we might be able to do that. And my heart's gonna be racing if we trade up to like 4. I'm still gonna be like, oh my god, are we gonna get him? Are we gonna get him? Now, if he's available and we are at 6, you get him. There's some people saying go for a wide receiver and then trade back into the 1st round or get him in the 2nd round. There's no guarantees he's gonna be there, and I bet you he's not gonna be there later on in the draft. No way. Someone suggested take the wide receiver at 6 and then trade back to 12. How do you know he's going to be there at 12? And if you're going to take him at 12, you're saying he's a number 1 quarterback. So why not just take him at 6 or 4 if you trade up? He is a number 1 quarterback. By saying that he's not a number 1 quarterback, it is. Wait, this is strange here. I don't know why this happened. But I'm watching the Yankee-Met game, and we were in. I don't know if the game was over, but all of a sudden it starts over. I don't know if that was a replay of that part of the game. I don't know. Sorry for getting off track there. Giants, you know what you have to do. You have to get a quarterback. It's a deep class in wide receivers. You can get your wide receiver in the 2nd round. Or, because there's like a list of like 10 quarterbacks or so, 10 wide receivers that are all top, and then there's a whole list more of wide receivers that you can pick. So it's not like you have to get the wide receiver at 6. You could get him later on. Or why not get the quarterback at 6 or 4, whatever, and then draft back into the draft to get the wide receiver. That's an idea, but I don't think you have to do that. I think you could wait till the 2nd round, 2nd day of the draft, and get yourself a wide receiver, and in the 1st round, get yourself your quarterback. That's what I would do. And if by some stretch of the imagination, they're just showing you highlights of the game. Either the game rained out or it ended and they're just showing you highlights of the game. I don't know exactly why they're showing you like just highlights of the entire game now, but whatever. I'm being distracted here. I'm trying to talk football and I'm got my Yankees spring training on, which is totally meaningless at this point. Let's get the season started, right? like free agency and the draft. Let's get the draft here, like right now. I want to see the draft. So, we will see with that, and we will see with football. We will see with baseball, sports. It's a good time to be a sports fan right now. Baseball starting up. You got football stuff going on. You got the NCAA tournament basketball going on. My team's not in it, Maryland, but whatever. So it's a good time to be a sports fan right now, and I am enjoying it a lot. So thank you for tuning into my chaotic video, if you will. It had baseball, it had football, it had sports. which is basically the name of my channel, so it makes sense. So I will talk to you guys pretty soon, and I wish you all a happy Friday. Stay safe, people. May the force be with you, and God bless.